Manifest your freedom business, making 10K a month with simplicity and inner world shifts. Welcome. Now, first of all, it's a little windy, so I put this on. Hopefully it takes care of not too much noise here. And I want to ask you this. Maybe you're sitting in a place where you really would love to manifest more wealth and more freedom in your life. And what if that was possible? I'm sitting here in nature. I love to do videos in nature, and this one is being in nature too. And I have my notes with me because there's a lot I want to share with you how to manifest your freedom business. I want to share this with you in this video. So I got my notes in front of me in nature. And I'm sitting here because nature is very much a part of the freedom for me. Online is great, but for me at least, if I'm sitting all day long inside and I'm not in the sun, or I'm not with the trees, or I'm not getting a little wind, or walking at the beach or something, I don't feel as freedom. So that's me. That's why I'm doing this video also outside. And freedom for me is that you're able, for me, I'm able to be and do what I want. And that means also that I have the money to do what I want. When I first started my business, after a long period of being a manager, I started a business after a $1.5 million debt. It was a brick and mortar business, a cleaning business. When I did that, and this is part of this video, I felt a huge inspiration. I followed the clues that my universe, reality showed me. I followed those clues. I had the inspiration, I followed them, and it just grew very fast. And then after that, the same feeling when I started my coaching business, I had the same feeling. There was obstacles on the way. There was doubts, there was fears. There was a lot of times where I actually felt like I was ready to give up. But I'm going to share with you in this video why I didn't give up. And I'm going to share with the cleaning business and with the coaching business, the online coaching business, 3 things for each of them that I think is so important. So if you want to manifest a freedom business with freedom and a lot of money, just listen in here. I'm going to do my best to share my story very quick with the learnings. And also in the end, I got like this invitation for you. So this inspiration, when I did my coaching business, I felt the same thing, a huge inspiration. I just followed the flow, and clues were there in my reality, and I followed it. And that inspiration, that feeling of being so inspired, maybe you know it, I had that feeling yesterday too. I had it for a couple of days and I felt it, and yesterday I was like, I'm just gonna do it. So yesterday was a very busy day for me, because I followed the clues and I did the things. I just wrote. I'm gonna give you a couple of examples in this video. Just wrote and things came to life. I'm gonna share this with you in this video. Also, I'm gonna share how I manifested my first freedom business. And actually, this is a business going from $1.5 million debt and creating a team of 60, and also paying off the debt. And I'm going to share how I later manifested an online coaching business, 50K a month, only me, and how I set that up, why that happened, and it was again following this inspiration. I'm going to share this with you, and there are reasons why I'm sharing this with you today. And this was all about inner alignment, which is my whole thing, inner alignment and following the inspiration. And also, this is about how this video is very much, because that was my inspiration, this video is very much how you can create your own freedom business. And a very simple system, very simple funnel, sharing what you love, being aligned with who you are, where you want to go, who you want to be, and manifest that business for you, creating, serving people, helping people from your heart, and also creating money, maybe for them and for you too. Helping, serving, and creating money and having the freedom to be able to do what you want. Maybe you want to travel, maybe you want to see your kids more, maybe you want to spend more time in nature. Do whatever it is that's the thing for you. I'm going to share that too in this video, and I'm going to share the opportunity in the end of the video too. So hold on, and while I'm looking down, that's on my notes sometimes. Normally when I walk around, I don't use my notes. I'm just thinking, and it's in flow. But this one, there's so much that I want to share with you, so I want to make sure I got it all. So first of all, my story and the manifestation. I was working other people's businesses for 20 years as a leader. I started young, and I ended up managing a team of 500 people, 50 coffee shops, and the biggest coffee shop chain in my country. And beside that, I built a portfolio of properties, and all of this I did good. My papers were very good, my CV was good, and I had a good name. The thing is, I hustled and I grinded, and I was in burnout most of the time. I didn't realize it then, but that's the truth. And I ended up in a $1.5 million debt. Financial crisis in 2008, interest rates were growing, and the bank came and said, Michael, there's a problem, you have to pay a lot of money. And I couldn't, I had a job. So I realized, that was my kind of first thing where I realized something is wrong. I've created good results, but I don't feel good. I don't feel free. I don't have the money that I think that I should have, that I would like to have, and I don't feel free. I'm stressed, I'm burned out, I can't sleep, I'm going to the doctor with different things. This is true story. And I'm hustling and grinding and working for other people. And I realized that something needs to change, and I began reading books, and I read some books, and they inspired me after all of these years of grinding and hustling, that it wasn't in the outside world, but it was in my inside world that I had to change. In 2012, I stopped with the coffee shop company. I was in $1.5 million debt. I had just a little money in my account, and this is true, I was really desperate. Some inspiration from a book led me to a seminar in London, led me to my first coach, and also led me to following an inspiration of building a brick and mortar business, a cleaning business, cleaning offices and shops and things like that. And I started that all by myself, and then I got more people in, and I was hustling. Yes, I was really effective and focused, and with a lot of action. So it didn't just come. I manifested it, but I also did the action, and I ended up with a team of 60 people in less than 4 years, and that made it possible for me to speak with the banks, and also finally in the end to pay off the debt. Now, the thing about this is that, and that was what I was thinking about, it was part of my inspiration here that I want to share with you. If you want to build a freedom business, there's a couple of things here. Because I ended up with 60 people in my team. I was the CEO, the founder, and I was also very much into coaching. That's going to be my next part here, but just letting you know that I spent 1 or 2 days a week on coaching, doing seminars, speakings and things like that, because I really wanted to share my story with other people. And I learned, I paid off my debt. And you could say that, okay, now Michael is free. I was free financially, but I still didn't feel good inside. I felt that something was wrong. I felt that I wasn't free. I was afraid of losing the money, and I was afraid of people taking the money from me, being hustled, or that I couldn't handle the money and things like that. So that's why I'm sharing this, because it was the inner world thing. I shifted a lot of stuff inside of me, and I created that business. I paid off the debt. I had 60 people in the team, but something was still off. Very important, something was still off. But very important too, the way, and there are the three things for the cleaning business, the way that I managed to manifest a business with 60 people in a high competitive area. So many cleaning businesses. Everybody can start and grow a cleaning business. Maybe not grow, but start it. Three things that I did, so listen carefully and maybe even write this down. The first thing is I got a mentor. And I worked with him for years. He helped me, and I'm very sure I wouldn't have done this without him, without the corporations that we had. And I invested, even though I didn't have money, I invested in him and the corporation. I invested in myself. So that's the first thing. I had a mentor helping me with this. And the second thing is very important too, mindset and inner work. I worked with my mindset. I did the things to shift my beliefs from lack and not being good enough, not being able to sell and all of these things, into supporting beliefs. I did that. And it was not one day, it took the time. But again, remember, I paid off a $1.5 million debt. I created a team of 60 people in less than 4 years. Not online, physical, brick and mortar, right? So the second thing here that I really wanted to share was the inner work of shifting those beliefs. Now, the third thing, which was very much a part of my inspiration to what I'm sharing with you, how to create your freedom business, your freedom life. The third thing was a very simple funnel. You probably know the name funnel, so I'm not gonna spend too much time on that, but I'm gonna make it very simple and short here. The funnel, and I manifested that. I manifested the funnel through the seminars, through the coaching, and me editing on it until it was like, wow, this is cool. It was very, very solid, simple, effective funnel. There are more steps in it, but the most important step in this, which was also what I helped my clients doing, was actually just contacting potential customers, doing meetings with them, and if I could help them and if we were a good match, well, then present my offer. And many of them said yes. That's why I doubled the business all the time. I put that in a system, I hired people, and I developed my leadership skills. But contacting customers, having meetings with them, and then agreeing on a contract. That's how I grew that business. So that was the first thing. Now the second part here is my coaching business. I want to share with you too. It all leads to the same thing. My coaching business alone, only me. I took it online. That's a long story. I'm not going into it here. But because of my family situation, I was a single dad. And I didn't want to do too much seminars. I didn't want to go abroad, which was a big opportunity for me. And I stayed home and I did it online. So in just a few months, I went from 0 to 50K a month. Only me. And the big thing here is, I manifested this. First of all, I knew that it was the right thing for me to stay home, to be able to take care of my daughter. Because of that, I felt the power in that. And I followed the signs. I followed the signs. Okay, here's a possible mentor, here's a possible way to do it, and these things, and I just follow it and just followed the flow in that. And just a few months after starting this, I brought in 50K a month. Just me. And again, this was from pure inspiration. Just follow my intuition. And I worked with some really, I would say, dream clients. I've been so happy to help those people, working together with them, helping them grow their business. Some of them make 10 times their business in very short time. Same things. But again, the thing here that I want to really share with you is there was 3 steps. 3 steps that I want to share with you, and actually they are the same steps as the steps in my cleaning business. Number 1, I found a mentor, and it's true. actually the mentor that's behind the freedom business that I'm speaking about in this video. I found a mentor, number one. Number two, I worked with my inner world, my mindset, my emotions, my energy. I worked with that, transforming that on a daily basis. And number three, guess what? Write it down. A simple funnel. And this funnel was a little bit like the one in the physical world, but this one was simple. I had an ad. From that ad, I invited people to watch a presentation, and in the end of the presentation, I invited them to have a call with me. And on that call, at the end of it, if I saw I could help them, I presented my coaching program, and they could sign up for that. 3 simple steps. Again, I love this. If you want to create a freedom business, you gotta be really, really, really focused on not complicating things. Simple as possible. I love simple, and I know from before, my mind and many entrepreneurs' minds are not necessarily making things simple. So I'm going to present this in this video, the simple freedom business that I'm using now and that I want to help people with to create their own life, freedom life. So the thing is with this coaching business, that when I followed the inspiration, that when I had to write the ad, that was part of the program that I joined in, I was just like, I put my pen to the paper and I just began writing. It took me 10 minutes or something, and I just put it out. I wasn't thinking too much about it, and I put the ad up. That ad brought me in hundreds of thousands of dollars. That simple act, coming from my heart, sharing my story, that's it. Following my intuition, following the inspiration. So this leads me to the next thing, and there's just a couple of things more, but I hope this helps you a lot. And again, the thing is, maybe you have a lot of money, but you don't have time. Maybe you have a lot of money, but you don't have the freedom to enjoy your life, to enjoy your family, or whatever you want to enjoy. I met so many entrepreneurs in this situation. Maybe you want to become, or you are an online creator or entrepreneur, and you're hustling and grinding, you can't really figure it out. This leads to my next step, because the thing is, I learned this in the beginning. I know a lot of the big teachers and mentors have said things like this, so this is kind of a quote. 80% of success is psychology or mindset, and 20% is strategy. And today I'll even say strategy is less than 20%. So strategy, in my mind today, after doing businesses for more than 40 years, close to 40 years, I one thing is very, very sure for me, is like the strategy. Find the simplest strategy, and make it work for you. And that part, make it work for you, is very much about manifesting it from the inside to the outside. It's about you getting aligned. It's about you shifting your mindset. It's about you being aware of your emotion and shifting or transforming those that are limiting, and transforming your energy to something higher. And the more you do that, and also you have that little part of you who are focused on the strategies, and following the inspiration, it can happen really fast. So strategy is always simple. Like I said, it's the inner world. That's my strategy. It's the mindset, the energy, the emotions, and that will manifest the results in your outer world. So I proved that with my 2 businesses. Small, simple strategy, and inside to the outside. This brings me to the freedom business that you might be interested in. And I also called it a road to 10K a month. It's just a name, and it's a name that I've heard many people talk about. 10K a month in a freedom business. How would your life look with 10K a month? Just think about that for a moment. So My new inspiration is, if you saw my other videos, you'll know that I've done invitation to my school community. It's about manifestation, and we are slowly, and we're small, it's just started, we're growing. My inspiration was that I'm doing this school community. I love the school, and Sam Ovens, who created the school's co-founder, he is also the mentor that I used when I started my online coaching. And he's created something that is amazing. So school community, I even think that right now you can get it like 3 months for free or something, and I think that when you start you can get it for $9 a month or something. It's not right now, it's not a promotion for the school. I just want to share my thoughts with you, and maybe a little bit of promotion for school. But again, with my freedom business thoughts, there are 3 steps here. There are 3 steps, and the one thing is here, when we speak about the school community, it's about sharing your message about things you like, you love, your story, whatever it is, something that's meaningful to you, even your hobbies and things like that. Invite people. This is the simple strategy. Invite people into your community, and from there, in your community, help them as much as possible with whatever it is your community is about. That's the 3. It cannot be more simple than this. And you can just look at what I'm doing. I'm doing videos. I'm just sharing it, inviting you to watch this on my school community. And if you want to join it, you can just join. So simple it is, and it's so simple to build the things inside. You don't need any. At least you don't need. If you need, it's just a very little technique experience. So, for me, this is a very, very effective and easy way to manifest wealth and freedom in your life. So again, if you're an impact-driven leader, or you want to be it, and you want to create a life where you impact others and also have the freedom to live your own life on your own, like this is how you want to live it, this is a very cool way to do it. And for me, my community is about aligning the inner, working with the inner world, and from there create results in the outer world. That's been my life, and that's what I want to share with other people. So, vision and opportunity, and manifestation opportunity, I want to share with you here. You can manifest your own freedom business, and you can do it from today. It's pretty easy. It doesn't require complicated tech or hundreds of hours, and it really doesn't. Step 1, align your inner world. Step 2, use a simple funnel. Step 3, take inspired action. The things that I've been doing all of my life after I got in my own business. And the goal for me is to help people, first of all, from the inside, first of all, to create their own community with this, and then getting in their first clients. Maybe you want to do it another way, but I'm working 95% on the inner world thing here. So it can be that it's not you to create a freedom community, but you still want to learn how to manifest. You're welcome. Now, my goal, and it might be it's not yours, is like in a very short time that you'll be able to, with inner world working and a little bit of strategies, just a little bit of strategies, to create a freedom business where you're doing 10K a month. Again, it's just like my own vision here. So if you, after watching all of this, you think like, this is interesting, this is something, wow, and you're into manifestation, you want to learn how to manifest, but also maybe you want to really learn how to manifest your freedom business. Maybe you've even been trying doing your school community, or you are in the school communities where you're watching it, or you can't really figure out what to do, how to do it, or something is blocking you in the inside. It could be doubt, it could be fear, it could be something like that. Maybe you tried the strategies. I know a lot of people, I did too, tried the strategies and tried to figure out, and listening to different, and I'm not saying not to do strategies, I'm just saying that it might be that it's something else, and maybe you're open to that. Something else could be something inside of you, like it was for me. I had to shift my mindset. I have to work with my emotions. I had to transform my energy to be able to do the things that I've done. So if you're open to that, if you're open to create your own freedom business, you're open to working with your inner world, well, this community might really be for you. And if you're watching this on YouTube, there'll be a link below the video and you can click and watch my community. You can see this video too. You can read a little about it and you can join it if you want. If you're watching this on the landing page of my community, well, you can read about it and just click and join us. There's one thing that I also got inspired to say, because there's so much value in this. I know that, and my vision is clear. I want to help the people who feel this is the right thing for them with their inner world to get aligned to a 10K freedom business. And starting with the first steps of getting their first clients. What I also, as I'm building this, I decided yesterday that the first 50 people, I will call them founding members, will be for free for lifetime, as long as they stay in there. Free, no cost, no nothing. Imagine that, no paying, nothing, just reading and showing up if you want to on calls and things like that, and being able to manifest your first couple of clients. Or if you've got a business, you just want to manifest something better in your life, be able to do that. And maybe even doing 10K a month in a short period of time. How would that be for free? After that, it's going to grow in price. So you can read about that on the page, but after 50, there will be a price, and that price will grow as the community grows. Is this good or good? So my thing here is just, let's manifest freedom together. Let's manifest the freedom business together, and let's have some fun together, and let's grow together. Let's transform together from the inside out. I hope to see you inside, and lots of love.